What's up, guys? So this is going to be a little update to an update. My last video I talked about what was going on and everything, and at the very end I left for a job interview. Well, this is the same day. I just got back from the job interview, changed and everything, so that's why I had a different shirt on. But I realized that I forgot to talk a little bit about job stuff, right? I mentioned that you have to get a full-time job, so I wanted to elaborate on that a little bit. Would have been better if it was in the other video. I just forgot. And like I said, the last second, once my alarm went off, I realized I got to leave for the interview, and I felt a little rushed. But so the interview, by the way, was for a security company. If I do happen to get that particular job, it really just depends on the hours. But I would have to sign an NDA, which means I wouldn't be able to film there, which kind of sucks because obviously I like sharing work stuff with you too. But that's leading me into the next part, sharing work stuff. I have not shared work stuff in a while. So as far as my work history goes, you guys know before YouTube I worked at my community's mail room, and I also transported mail to that room. At some point I had a part-time job, well, full-time part-time, doing a route. So I had my own mail route. I was covering for someone who was sick. That lasted a couple months, and I went back to the mailroom. I did that for about, I don't know, 8-9 years, something like that, a long time. YouTube was always my main income, but that was my part-time job. When that was gone, YouTube was enough by itself. Then at some point, YouTube was not enough. So I had another part-time job. So for the last year plus, I've actually done custodial work. And I've never mentioned that on video. I haven't talked about it. It's just one of those things. It happened to be in a... I was in a government building, so I couldn't film there anyway. So I just figured, well, why even mention it? But the whole point here is that I was going to a part-time, like a physical job. It's not like I was just doing YouTube. I was going to a physical job for more than a year, 6 days a week, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't that bad. I mean, the work sucks. Who wants to, clean stuff? And I mean, I had to do multiple toilets, multiple bathrooms, offices, work areas, lots and lots of countertops. I changed out every single day, 38 garbage cans? Every day, 38 garbage cans of various sizes. But I literally cleaned the entire building inside and out. There's even stuff that I did that I wasn't even paid for. It wasn't part of the job. And not to get into too many details, but like I said, I had a specific, when I was hired by a third-party company to go do this particular building. It's a fairly large building, and it's during the day while people are working. So it was good in that, I had communication. I liked the people who worked there. They liked me. We talked, we joked, It's a constant walking past each other. You'd stop for 2 seconds, say something, and then I'd go back to work. They'd go back to work. So it was nice that it was social, I suppose. A lot of times cleaning positions like that, custodial work or janitors, they do stuff overnight in buildings when they're closed, which is optimal, by the way. That's a better situation, but because of the security, it just wasn't possible here. It had to be during the day, during, working hours when people are coming and going. And there's lots of people coming and going in this particular place. But it was interesting work. The actual work, like I said, wiping things down, cleaning things, scrubbing toilets, filling soap, taking out, dozens of garbage cans, mopping, sweeping, dusting, windows, all that kind of stuff. The windows actually didn't get paid for. I did that because it just made the building look nicer. Like a month in or so, because my boss said, windows are not our job here. Don't worry about them. But as I'm doing things, it's like everything looks nice and the windows look like garbage. They haven't been cleaned in literally decades. I'm not even exaggerating, decades. So I started doing that as well. I made time for it every day to do the windows. And actually I compliment on it all the time. The workers complimented me all the time. The people coming in would compliment me all the time. Like, hey, this place never looked better. Really made me feel good. When you go to work and you do something, being complimented at your work for your job makes you feel good. It makes you motivated. It makes you want to keep doing good, right? So it was nice that it was semi-social. The security position, if I get that, it will be more than social. I'll be working with the public as well as a security team, which are mostly military dudes. Really nice guys. But there's a lot of conflict. There's a lot, all the jobs I've had before have been, I've had public relation type jobs, where you're dealing with the public and stuff, customers. This is just different. It's just totally different. Where, you know, he straight up said, like, hey, you know, summer's here. You're going to deal with a lot of drunk people, a lot of belligerent people. You know, there's some violent situations, you know. I'm like, okay. I'm down for the job. It definitely seems like interesting work. But it, you know, stuff you got to keep on your toes. There's a lot involved with this particular position. And like I said, I don't know if I just got an interview. But I don't have any history with that, with security specifically. So if they find if someone comes in with any kind of security history, he straight up told me, he's like, you know, we'll probably have to pass you up. However, the, you know, interview went well. We clicked. Everything was cool. He, off the cuff, happened to know the videos on YouTube here. So, you know, if you even remotely like knives or something, I tend to pop up, right? So that was kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, other than that, if the hours are good, everything should work out. I should get the position. I'll let you guys know if I do, but I can't film there. We also, it would be a, you know, body camera during the, you know, of course, your whole shift and everything. It's just for obvious reasons. He told me, he's like, you know, I understand you do social media. It's, you know, what it is, but you just absolutely cannot film anything, no matter what. I totally understand there's a lot involved. It's private information, you know, of people around and all kinds of stuff like that. And also for insurance purposes and lawsuits. So I understand that. So yeah, obviously I would honor that if I happen to get this job. But I actually applied for a couple different positions. There is a jail that's by me. They're looking for a couple people. I did apply, and I'm going through that process as well. We'll see. I'm trying to get a job that's full-time, but I don't know where I'm going to live. I don't want to commute an hour and a half, you know what I'm saying? But right now, I have to make more money, no matter what. So that was the whole point, is that my YouTube paid all my bills for a very long time, over a decade. All my bills were paid, right? Single, by the way, single income, taken care of. Then as it started going down and down and down, I met Christina, we got married, she had jobs, the dual income for the household made things work, you know what I'm saying? But now, it's just not working. It's just not enough. And the fact that we're moving, no matter where we go, it's going to be more expensive. Anywhere from $500 to $1,000 more every single month, and we don't know exactly what it's going to cost for gas. As of right now, we're both commuting about a half an hour in opposite directions. So that's 2 hours of driving every day on two vehicles. We spend about $500 a month in gas. That's a lot. So location means a lot here. But like I said, for the time being at least, I have to get something. That's why I'm applying and trying to be proactive and stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to elaborate that a little bit. I'm open to all kinds of jobs. The jail, they're hiring for maintenance and for food preparation, something or other, and also an officer too. So we'll see. Let's see what I'm qualified for and what they're actually looking for. You know, so it's hard because sometimes there'll be these, you know, job opportunities online, but there's not a whole lot of detail. They want you to come in, go through the whole process, then they give you information. So I'm waiting for more information. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just want to give you an update there. At some point, like I said, I don't know what year it was, but YouTube was just not cutting the mustard financially. And so I've always had some kind of physical part-time job somewhere doing something. In addition, I'm trying to do side gigs here and there. Something else I wanted to bring up was sponsored videos here on YouTube. Occasionally, it's rare, you know, that I do a sponsored video. But when I do those sponsored videos, in the past, I've had comments and stuff, and there's always people that have negative things to say. Specifically, if I'm talking about some kind of stock or something, there's always risk involved in investing in anything. The whole point that people invest in stocks is to try to make money. Someone's going to make money, whether it's you investing or if you lose your money, someone else gets it. That's how it works, right? That's why in those videos, I always give a warning. I always tell everyone, you know, it's very important that you research this stuff on your own, and I go into that, right? It's important for that. I had to disable comments on the last one. I think it was the last two of them. That has more to do with the sponsor themselves. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're trying to sell a product, you don't want people talking crap about it. That's just business. You know what I'm saying? So it's not personal. It's not me trying to hide anything. You know what I'm saying? It's all out there. But just understand, if you see those particular videos, and by the way, I really do invest my own money in those things. I don't agree. I turn a lot of them down. I get all kinds of sponsorship offers for things like random stuff for Chinese products, and I'm not interested in any of that stuff. The stock stuff is interesting to me, specifically like gold mines, silver mines, you know, different energy things. Those are fascinating potential assets, or you know, for making money. So I actually do research it. I actually do believe in it, and that's why I agree to do those. But I understand I have a boss telling me what to do for those videos. That's what it is. That's what a sponsored video is. And if you watch any YouTuber who has any kind of following, you'll see sponsors constantly. You know, I watch a ton of bigger YouTubers, you know, and again, I don't feel like I'm a big YouTuber. I know for some people, they might be like, oh, no, Jeff, you got a big channel. You know what? It's flattering. It's nice, but it's a big ocean here. You know, when I came to YouTube, it was a pond. And I was a big channel back in the day, a big channel for at least what I did. But those days are long gone. So just, you know, understand that when you're looking at big, real big channels, multi-million subscriber channels that get 500,000 to 1 million views every video they post, they have sponsors. They're making money left and right because of capitalism. That's what you do. That's what makes America wonderful, all these opportunities to make money. People get upset about that. Some people get jealous, like, why is this guy making so much money for doing nothing? Some people get angry because they don't like the product. It's just what it is. You don't have to buy the product. It's a commercial. There's commercials everywhere. You know, I apologize if that's something that's like annoying to you. Skip the video if you don't like it. But that's the whole point, is to subsidize income. So what I'm missing out on YouTube, occasionally I have to take those opportunities, if I do believe in them, to make a little bit of extra cash. Just what it is. This is my job. I love doing this. This is my main hobby, but unfortunately, it's kind of like doing business with family. You know, it's never a good idea ever to loan money to family. If you got, you know, a family member who's desperate and wants to, you know, have money and borrow it, just give it to them. Do not let them borrow it, because when they don't pay back, it creates problems and arguments and family drama and stuff like that. So it's never a good idea to mix that kind of thing. And YouTube has been my hobby, but it's been my main source of income and my job for over a decade. You know what I'm saying? So there's a little confliction there. You guys are my friends. You guys are my customers in a sense, right? So like, I don't want to shove stuff down your throat you don't want to see. I definitely don't want to do any sponsored videos. But at the end of the day, I got to pay my bills. Do you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Now, if I wasn't getting paid for those things, I would probably still mention them, but it wouldn't be like on a full video or anything. It might be something on Instagram I post, or maybe on Facebook or something like that. But just understand where that's coming from. That's what it is. I'm genuine in those videos, but you have to understand I do have to answer to someone else who's paying me. It is a job opportunity. So take that for what it is. But yeah, I mean, that's it. I'm trying to make enough money to pay my bills, like every other person. Everyone's struggling. I don't care who you are. If you make $1 million a year, you got $1 million worth of bills. That's just how people live. That's the majority. It's possible. I'm sure there's a handful of people watching this video right now that make lots of money and don't spend a lot of money, and you have money in the bank, and that's fantastic. You won life as far as finances go, right? But most of us are wondering how we're going to pay for this or how we're going to do that. Even if you have, like, you know, if you have no debt and your bills are paid and everything like that, and you have a good, well-paying job, there's always things to consider. You know, hey, your family wants to go on a vacation, your kids want to go to college, your kid wants a car. There's always some kind of money thing. Everyone can use more money, no matter how little you have or how much you have, right? But right now, it's not about wanting things. It's not like, oh, you know, I got to get a full-time job to, you know, because I really want that cool knife. No, now it's like, you know, if I want electric, you know, if I want to be warm in the winter, if I want to have food to eat for dinner, stuff like that, I gotta, you know, pay the bills. In order to do that, I gotta work. So what that means is that if I have this particular situation, like I said, it's 50-50 whether I get this job or not, and whether I even like it, who knows. But whatever I do, it's going to be full time. It's going to be 40 to 60 hours a week. That leaves very little time doing YouTube. I've always done YouTube stuff because I've had a part-time job. Part of the day, like I sleep at night, I get 6 hours of sleep, 5-6 hours in and around. I wake up, I start doing internet stuff, right? And at some point, I physically go to a job. And then I physically come back for the job, and I continue with YouTube stuff until the day is out. It never really ends, because if I'm not commenting and reading comments, I'm reading messages and stuff on Instagram, Facebook. It's a constant thing for me. Going from a part-time job to physically having to be somewhere for 8 hours a day to 10 hours a day. And they have no schedule here, by the way. It's a 24-hour security situation in this particular company. And it could be anything. It could be, you know, it's weekends, holidays, first shift, second shift, overnight shift. They're looking for some kind of random, like, you know, noon to 8 shift, which is possible they're going to offer me. I don't really know. But that leaves very little time for living life. So you go to work, you come home, you live life. I have a wife, I have family. I want to see them, I want to spend time with them. How much day is left for YouTube after that? You know? Like I said, I've always prioritized it because it was making me money. It's not making me money anymore. And as much as I love it, there's always that possibility that it just eventually fizzles out. You know, I will always want to share things. The question is, do I have time to actually do it? So we will see. Only the you know, no one knows. We'll see what happens in the future. I'm just right now living life literally day by day. No idea what's to come. But like I said, I'm trying to not stress about it. I'm trying to be positive, and you know, it's exciting to start a life, but it's a little nerve-wracking to just start a brand new job in a brand new place in a brand new house. It is literally a brand new life. So there's a lot of things to consider, but I am absolutely 1,000% having to move. So keep in mind too, at some point I'll do an update video on like shipping information, because my address will no longer be my address. Because I know I'm moving, I'm definitely going to have all kinds of cool videos though in the future. I will show an entire house tour from the outside in, yard, the whole thing, like you've never seen before. I've shown bits and pieces. I've had like house tours when I had decorations up, but I didn't really show everything because of security reasons, right? Which you should, you know, take the internet with a grain of salt. There's wonderful people. 99% of people here are absolutely wonderful, and they love to see your house because they're curious, and nothing will ever come of it, right? But there's that 1% you got to worry about. So you got to be a little bit smart when you're presenting yourself online. You can never truly protect everything, you know, but you do what you can. But I will have that. I will definitely show my neighborhood. I'll bring you different places. I'll show you, you know, places that I filmed before, but you only saw from me filming. We're coming back. We're stepping back and seeing the whole picture. Here's where this is. Here's where that is. Here's where my house is. All that kind of stuff. I'm going to do like a shot coming home off the highway from work all the way to my house, the exact route. You're going to see all of it. So if you're curious about that kind of stuff, you have that to look forward to. That's definitely going to happen before I move. But yeah, I mean, because everything's changing so much, there is a lot to talk about and there's a lot to show. It's just a matter of when I have time to do it, you know, and what's going on, really. So it's obviously important. I have to focus on actually moving. Sucks if you've ever moved. I've moved many times in my life. For some reason, you always seem to lose things when you move. That's the first part of it. But the logistics of moving is just, it's a lot to handle. Literally packing everything up, finding, you know, ways to transport. You know, we're going to rent a box truck or whatever. I have a pickup, which is nice. I have a short bed pickup. I can't hold a lot of stuff in there. I definitely can't spend $5,000 in gas going back and forth to who knows where, because right now I don't even know where I'm moving. We might look into like pods. That might be a you know, an option for at least part of the stuff. Like I thought maybe we'd get a pod and just do like furniture, or the opposite, just do personal stuff, all the box stuff, and then like actually rent a box truck for furniture, big items. I don't really know yet. The whole thing is, honestly, it's overwhelming, but we'll figure it all out, make a checklist, try to, you know, get everything down. Right now it's all about getting rid of junk, downsizing, selling stuff. I'm selling so much stuff, knives and gear and all kinds of crap. Even though a lot of people follow me on Instagram, I can't send a full list. Like, I'll copy and paste from my phone what I have available, but I have to do it in chunks, literally, because they limit you how many characters. So if you hit me up on Facebook, I can send the whole list, one shot, copy paste, if you're interested in any knives and gear and stuff like that. Doing everything cheap, group stuff. I'm trying to get rid of a lot at once. I don't want to ship 500 packages, 1,000 packages. If one person's, you want $1,000 worth of knives, I got it for you. I'll give you $1,500 worth of knives for $1,000. I'll give you $5,000 worth of knives for $2,000. You know what I'm saying? Like big things. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you know, I want that one $45 knife you showed 4 years ago. I'd love to do that. I don't have the time. I just don't. But if you do want deals on bigger groups of stuff, I can definitely work it out. And I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, also, I'll do another video too, and I'll show you where I hide every single weapon, including firearms, in my house. because I can now, because there's no worry anyone would know where it is, because when you see the video, I won't live here anymore, so it won't matter. But I do. I have firearms in everywhere. Knives, you know, where I don't have guns. So that'll be interesting. That'll be a fun video for you. What else? What else? I don't know. I have all kinds of ideas. It's just, again, it's a matter of finding the time to film those things when, like, right now, my life, it did a 180. And every single day, I don't have a minute to myself to think, unless I'm taking a dump or something. There's stuff to do every single day, from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to bed. And on top of moving, I still have to continuously work at my part-time job, right? I still have to keep doing that every day. And then if I get this full-time position, I have to do that, and I have to move while I'm doing that. So it's a lot. It's a lot. It's mind-boggling. Like I said, my head's spinning, but that's just what it is, and I'll deal with it. You know, that's what you do when you're an adult. You gotta adult sometimes, and it's okay. You know, it's fine. It's like I said, I'm not traditionally good with change, but I'm trying to look at it in a nice, positive way, and it is a you know, the possibility of an awesome future, which I'm looking forward to. So that's pretty much it. Just want to give you a little bit more info on the job stuff and what's to come. So I will keep you posted whenever I can. Yeah, I don't really have like a deadline for the next one of these types of videos. It's whenever I have time. It's whenever like I know more, pretty much, and can give more information in a video. I don't want to make a video like this and be like, oh, I packed 5 boxes and I'm still moving. You know what I mean? Like, I want to give you information. That's the whole point. So we'll see. Stay tuned. It's good entertainment for some people. Other people don't care. They just want to see the knife reviews or whatever. That's cool. Story times, as I've maybe alluded to before, I have more storytime video content than I have time to remember what to talk about. Does that make sense? I have to literally, and I haven't done this yet, but when I get, like, I think of like a story, I have to start writing them down and like itemizing story times and filming them, because I have so many stories. I have a ton of stories I can never tell you before because I dealt with my landlord. And obviously I don't want to talk crap about my landlord while I'm renting from him. I have stories about my previous employer. I have stories about, you know, job stories. I have just all kinds of stuff that, again, I couldn't tell you while it was happening because it might have possible negative outcome. I mean, this is on the internet. Anyone can see it, right? So it's not very smart to talk crap about something or someone that, you know, someone can tell that person, and that person can see themselves, and then you have horrible repercussions for that, right? But once there's no repercussions and the coast is clear and the dust is settled, boy, oh boy, do I have stories. So, yeah. And plus, not to mention, there's other random story time stuff. Like, I never really got into telling stories about my trip with my grandfather. I know some people wanted more story times for the assisted home that I was working in. But yeah, I mean, I have a lot to talk about. That's all. I wish that I could wear like a chest cam 24/7 and just, that's it, just every day. You just see what I do. I wouldn't even have to talk about it. You would see the knives when I'm testing them and using them. You'd see my work. You'd see everything. It would be so easy to just hit record on something, and at the end of the day, hit stop, and then it upload as a video automatically. Again, that would invade a lot of people's privacy, but outside of my wife's privacy, I don't really care, or my family's privacy. But I just can't do that. I wish I could. That would be a fun show to watch, because I get in some weird, random situations. I definitely don't have a boring life. Although a boring life sounds nice occasionally. It's like a vacation. You know, I might have a boring week, you know, but it seems like there's always something going on in my life. Not a bad thing. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Truly, I do. And I will see you tomorrow with whatever I decide to film and show you. See you tomorrow.